as possible. Our company offers secure, quick and easy payment services. Shared processing center for financial institutions and digital transformation services to enrich customer experience. Capped with the success of our strategic modules, combined with our
Hi, good afternoon, and namaste, and konnichiwa. I think it's very strange to speak Japanese in front of you, but really appreciate to have a great opportunity for this conference, and especially Mr. Shaji and Mr. Lawrence. Really appreciate. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are a group of entity data, and the name entity. And can we set the slide? Yeah. First of all, I'd like to explain what of us is formerly named Atom Technology is a payment company. So payment means when the website of your school and the parent and the student try to pay the tuition fee, administration fee, maybe the website come to Entab system and come to our system to connect multiple accounts to pay. Like a debit card and credit card and UPI. We operate such kind of payment gateway in India. Okay. Now, please go next page. And NTT is a kind of a telecommunication company in India. Like Docomo, Docomo is a mobile phone company, and also NTT is an IT company, and also data center, and also fiber. We have operated. Yeah, let's go next. And the NTT Data is an IT company ranked top 10 in world, and also 1.3 lakh employees in worldwide. Yeah, please go ahead. And especially we are focused on the fintech area like a payment. So in Japan now we operate a central bank system and like RBI in India, and also bank association system in NPCI or UPay or UPI in India. Such kind of business we have done. And in Asian world, our reach is Asia, Indonesia, and Thailand, Vietnam, China, of course India. And come India in 2019. At some time, we are trying to find the best payment service provider in India. And why we find Atom Technology in India is, please go to the next page. Yes, so we find a key client in the Atom Technology. And such kind of established school is very, very well known. And Entab relation also key factor to choose this company. And through the interview with Entab, we understand the Indian education market is so interesting and so potential compared with other countries. So that's why NTT Group is very, very focused on the Indian education sector. Yeah, please go back. Maybe page 11, please. Last page. The next page, please. Yes, and our collaboration with Entab and NTT Data started 2009. Our colleague Isha and Vivek said, so long relationship and also continue 14 years collaboration. And we payment system and the system of the Entab ERP has truly connected and also provide a secure and faster and non-stop service for the education sector. And of course, we try to NTT Data as try to invest more and more secure and also stable and also comfortable payment for your school and the parent and the student. That is our policy. Yes. So that's why we are trying to continue to focus on the Indian market and more robust and security system with Entab. That is our mission. Thanks. Vivek, you need to explain something? Functionality.
Hello everyone. So what we have done, we are already integrating the entire ERP system for our payments. It will be a seamless experience to do the online fee payments, and it is all on the APIs. And security wise, we are 100% compliant, and we are PCI, which is 3.2.1, for which is the latest security standards we use. I think that's what we have done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was quite an impressive presentation. We can have a huge round of applause for Sir here. I would now be requesting the Entab team to kindly come forward, starting with Mr. Toby and Mr. Jiti. A token of gratitude for his humble presence here today. Can we please have the token of appreciation now? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for coming in here today. We are thoroughly delighted for your gracious presence. Please accept this token of gratitude on behalf of the entire team. Thank you for coming. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the most wonderful segment here that I'm sure everybody has been waiting for. We have a special session on the topic Futuristic Leaders of 21st Century Schools. And to take the lead on this topic, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a very special speaker. He's the fountain of inspiration and encouragement, which has motivated individuals to realize their true potential. He's an author, educator, maestro, and also an international bestseller for You Can Win and You Can Achieve More, which are considered as guiding light to those who are looking to excel in life by nurturing true leadership qualities. His golden words: winners don't do different things, they do things differently, are coded in the leadership circles all across the globe. His 40 years of experience has enabled individuals on the path of personal growth and fulfillment. He is the brand ambassador of Round Table Foundation and has been honored by Lions International and Rotary International. We would like to humbly request Mr. Shiv Khera sir to kindly join us and enlighten us with his words of wisdom. But before that, we do have a special video. Can we please have the video?
Mr. Shiv Khera is the founder of Qualified Learning Systems Incorporated USA. An author, educator, and business consultant, he is a much sought after speaker. He inspires and informs people, helping them to realize their true potential. He has taken his dynamic personal messages to opposite sides of the globe, from the US to Singapore. His 30 years of understanding and experience has helped people on the path of personal growth and fulfillment. He has been recognized by the Round Table Foundation, honored by Lions International and Rotary International. Mr. Shiv Khera's client list includes, among others, Lufthansa, Motorola, Nestle, Philips, Gillette, Hewlett-Packard, Carrier, IBM, Ericsson, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, HSBC, and many more. He has appeared on numerous radio and television shows. Mr. Shiv Khera is also the author of the international bestseller book, You Can Win, in 16 languages. His other books are on their way to creating new records. Tens of thousands have benefited from his dynamic workshops in 17 countries, and over 1 million people have heard him as a keynote speaker. His trademark is, winners don't do different things. They do things differently.
Wow, that was quite impressive indeed. I would request the humble presence of Mr. Shaji Thomas, MD Entab, and Mr. Lawrence Zacharias, Chairman Entab, to please come on stage and welcome such a wonderful personality here with us.
All lights. Oh, I'm here. This is good. I think I can see pretty much, and I think. Can you see, folks, at the last? Yeah, right. This side. Okay, good. Okay, folks. Good afternoon. Is it an equivalent here? Yeah. Must have come from there slightly, little on the lines. All right, folks. On the lighter side, one time, the little boy went to his dad and said, "Dad, I'm confused. Mom keeps saying our ancestors were monkeys, and you keep saying God treated us. So tell me what's the truth? Where did it come from?" So Dad said, "Son, we're both telling you. She's talking from her side of the family, I'm talking from my side of the family." Folks, and that's really what the truth is all about. All right. Folks, whenever we see a success story or a failure story, there are always people behind it. How many agree with that? Raise your hand. Okay. We're in the right room. With that in mind, how many agree that people are our greatest assets? Please raise your hand. Okay, totally incorrect answer. Incorrect answer. Folks, keep in mind, people are not assets. Only good people are assets, rest are all liabilities. Folks, this is worth repeating. Only good people are assets, rest are all liabilities. And goodness must be created. And then evil happens. Automatically, evil happens. Goodness must be created. Folks, this is like a farmer. If they want to have a good garden, they must consciously plant good seeds of good flowers and good fruits. But weeds keep coming. You don't have to plant them, they keep coming. See, goodness has to be cultivated. Evil happens. Evil happens. Now, folks, after the farmer has planted good seeds of good flowers and good fruits, there is a whole army of insects and weeds ready to destroy his hard work. Yes, no. They are ready to destroy his hard work. Now the farmer has a choice. Either get destroyed or destroy them. They both cannot live together. Are you with me?
Absolutely.
So that means the farmer has to fight. There is a fight between good and evil. This is nature's law. Fight is nature's law. Now, folks, check out anywhere. In our body, we have red cells and we have white cells. Yes, no? What is the function of the white cells, sir? To fight infection. So there is a fight. See, folks, every day we are producing in our body millions of cancer cells and millions of immunity cells. Whichever is stronger wins. Cancer cell is stronger, we got cancer, we're dead. Immunity cells are stronger, we live a healthy life. So there is a fight. Are you with me?
Yes.
Folks, if you want to live in peace, we must learn to fight. We must learn to fight. You cannot live in peace. You see, permanently there's a fight between good and evil. And that shall remain. See, if you want to remain positive, you must attract all positive stuff. But that's not good enough. See, you have to maintain an antenna to attract. But then you also need a circuit breaker to cut off all the negative stuff. Are you with me?
Yes.
See, if you want to be in good health, exercising alone is not good enough. You must cut down junk food, yes, no. See, you got to do two things together. One is not going to do the job. Are you with me, sir? You want to be positive, attract positive stuff. But negative comes again. Negative thought comes to the most positive person in this life. To the most positive person, negativity still comes. So what do we need to do? We have to have a circuit breaker to chop it off. Otherwise, we become negative. So there's a fight. Now, folks, when we fight, what is our objective? Folks, all of you. Folks, first of all, get your mobiles in your hands, please. Everybody, get your mobiles in your hands, please. Everybody, get your mobiles up in the hand, please. Everybody up there. Kindly switch off, please. Kindly switch off. Kindly switch off your mobiles, please, sir. Kindly switch off your mobiles. Folks, let me ask you, if you came to my office and if I kept fiddling with my mobile, would it be courteous to you people? Yes, no? Okay, can we practice courtesy both sides, please? Okay. Now, where were we, sir? Okay, now, since fight is nature's law, folks, we don't just fight for the sake of fighting. Our objective is to win. Yes, no? See, we must fight to win. This is my new book coming out, which will be launched next year. And if we fight to win, man, then we must be strong. We have to be strong. Folks, it is not necessarily that always the good person wins. The strong one wins. Are you with me? I repeat one more time. It is not necessarily that the good one wins always. It doesn't. It is the strong one that wins. Go check through history, anywhere in the world. Therefore, we must be strong. Folks, we must be strong. We need to be physically strong. Number one, we must be physically strong. Why? Because physical strength gives us energy, gives us endurance, gives us stamina. Are you with me? It is the physical strength that gives us endurance, the energy, and the stamina. Otherwise, we conk off. You got everything else in this world, And physically, if we are not able to take care of ourselves, how can we take care of others either? Folks, have you noticed in the hospital, the doctor never asks a patient to look after another patient. They always ask a strong person to look after the patient. Yes, sir. Is that right? Hello? They never ask a sick person to look after a sick person. They always ask a strong person to look after the sick person. So we got to be physically strong. Yes, no. Do we need a PhD to understand this? Do we need an MBA to understand this? You know, the funny part is, many times after doing MBA, PhD, we still don't understand this. So one, we need physical strength. Second, we need to be mentally strong. We need mental strength. Have you noticed, folks, there are some people who are mentally very tough. Very tough. Did it happen overnight? No. It is just the way we build physical muscles, the same way we build mental muscles. Exactly the same way. Folks, when we do our 4-day leadership programs, some people have attended our program. Where's that lady from Ghaziabad? She attended our program. Oh, there she is. Yeah, there you are, Mala. So, folks, we need to be mentally strong. We talk about it. Now, who was the legend in martial art in the last group? Bruce Lee. Now, you know the name Bruce Lee, but how many of you know that Bruce Lee's one leg was shorter than the other by 1 inch? How many of you are aware? Okay, I've given that in my book, You Can Achieve More. Folks, 1 mm, 2 mm, 3 mm can disalign a person. But 1 inch. And how many of you are aware that Bruce Lee's eyesight was -10? He couldn't see his opponent without lenses. And Bruce Lee practiced 5,000 punches per day. And Bruce Lee said, which I quoted him in my book, You Can Achieve More. He said, I'm not afraid of a person who knows 10,000 ways how to kick. I'm afraid of a person who knows only one way, but is practiced at 10,000 times. That's dangerous. Now, folks, let me ask you, was Bruce Lee an exception? Yes, no? How many say yes? Please raise your hand. How many say no? Raise your hand. How many are confused? Please raise your hand. Well, some people are so interesting. When you look at them, they get the hand up here. And then they're not sure to go up or down. And then you look at them, and they start doing like this. That's the most interesting part. Folks, Bruce Lee was not an exception, let me tell you this. Why I say this is because go check out all success stories are stories of great failures. Take this one sentence home tonight. Folks, some of the greatest masters were the greatest disasters when they started. So, take this whole sentence. Some of the greatest masters were the greatest disasters when they started. Then you know the name Michael Phelps. Folks, we all know this guy was a legend. He created history at Beijing, won 8 gold medals. But how many of you are familiar that 2 years prior to the Olympics, he fractured his hand. How many are aware of that? Raise your hand. Okay, hardly any. And the doctor said to him, you cannot get in the water anymore. And he said, even if your hand does get repaired, the question is, will it have the same strength? You are competing at the Olympics, not your neighborhood kids. Now, Michael Phelps was preparing for this event for a decade. As Abdul Kalam said once, dreams are not what come in sleep, dreams are those that don't let you sleep. He was preparing for this event for a decade. He could see his lifetime dream shatter. He told the doctor, I will get to the water. I won't use my hands, I use my legs. He continued using his legs. 2 years later, at Beijing, he created history. Won 8 gold medals. And the interesting thing is, when he won the 8 gold medals, the press was there. And one of the journalists came up to him and said, Mr. Phelps, you won 8 gold medals. Must be your lucky day. When he said, must be your lucky day, he didn't like it. He said, you come here, I'll tell you how lucky I got. He said, in the past 4 years, I have trained 10,000 hours. And he said, if you're good at maths, that translates into 2,500 hours per year. And if you're good at calculus, that translates into close to 8 hours per day, no Sunday. And he said to this journalist, you will sit in the water for 8 hours every day for the next 4 years, your body will shrivel up. And he asked him, did I get lucky? Did I get lucky? He said, luck is not designed to deliver you these things in life. Too many crackpots keep waiting for a jackpot. And then he said, athletes train 15 years for 15 seconds of performance. Go ask them, did they get lucky? I even believe it. Hello? Go ask them, did they get lucky? I repeat, athletes train 15 years for 15 seconds of performance. Go ask them, did they get lucky? Luck is not designed to deliver you these things in life. Was this guy, Michael Phelps, an exception? Answer is no. Look at Steve Jobs. Anybody heard this speech at Stanford Convocation? Amazing. His first sentence was what? I came to this world unwanted. The day he was born, he was put up for adoption. He said, nobody wanted me. Look at what he did. Was he an exception? No. Just give me more names and I'll just keep coming back to you one after the other. Stephen Hawkins. Yes, ma'am. And folks, I remember very distinctly, January 1973, we had coal mines in India. Close to 1,000 people working. By the way, I didn't create them, I inherited them. And the mines got nationalized, the government took over. And right from being a mine owner, we came on the street. Street means street. Now, some people had money. Our family did not, because my father had died when I just got finishing college. We were left with the liabilities and the assets were gone, and I was married just 4 weeks then. Now, some of you are calculating my age, but that's your problem. And I was married just 4 weeks then, and I remember a year later, my daughter was born, and I sold some of the last pieces of my mother's jewelry to get released from the hospital I did not have $10 to buy milk that night. Folks, I tried my hands on 3 businesses with no money and I failed in all 3. Finally, November 13, 1975, I left India. Went to US, initially went to Toronto, rented a 1-bedroom apartment, we were sleeping on the floor, had no furniture. And I started life with a bucket in my hands, washing cars door to door. For about 2 years, I was washing cars on the street. Right about that time, I saw an ad in the newspaper. You want to make some extra money, do the door-to-door demos for vacuum cleaners. Have you seen those people, folks? Yes, no? Okay. So I responded to the ad, and they gave us a pep talk, and they said, go do the demo, and every demo you do, you get paid $5. Folks, I was genuinely naive. I believed we only had to do the demo and not to sell. So I used to go to an apartment building, knock a door, and the lady or the man used to open. I used to say, man, you don't have to buy the vacuum cleaner. All that you gotta do is take a demo and I'll get paid $5. So some people took pity, let me come in, some people kicked me out, some people slammed the door, and that was fine. One day, I was doing a demo in an Indian family's home. Man and woman sitting on the sofa and I was on the floor. And this man, instead of looking at the vacuum cleaner, he kept looking at me all the time. So I asked him, sir, did I do something wrong? He said, no. I said, why do you look at me this way? He asked me, Shiv, have you ever sold life insurance? I said, what kind of a question is this? I'm demoing vacuum cleaners. I said, no, I have never sold life insurance, and besides, I never will. Because I remember back home in India, that agent, that pest, who used to come to your home, would not leave your life for 3 hours till you signed the application. I said, I will never be that pest in my life. He said, no, Shiv, it doesn't work that way here. Look at me, I'm a life insurance agent. I drive a Lincoln, the most expensive car in the US. Later on, I came to know he was working for MetLife. And MetLife had a recruitment drive going on. If you recruited a new salesperson, you would get a Samsonite briefcase. So I was there. Well, I said, thank you, but no thank you. But when you cannot go straight, by the way, MetLife is my client today. Well, when you cannot go straight, you go the other way around. We were living in the same building, and somehow his wife became friendly with my wife. And she convinced my wife that selling life insurance was the right thing to do. And my wife also knew we couldn't go through life washing cars. We had to do something different. We had a family to support, and I had a little daughter. And my wife also knew my failure record in life was pretty good. Even in school, I wasn't the brightest kid. I was the backbencher troubling the front benchers. Folks, in my 8th grade, out of 6 or 7 subjects, I failed in all except one. So my principal called me and said, Shiv, you paid too much attention on one subject. Folks, I passed from modern school. Anybody here? More nice. Okay. And out of 28 kids, ma'am, I came number 27 because the 28 was absent. No kidding. I still have the report card with me. I'm not proud of it, but yeah, that's the way it was. But bottom line, I told my wife, I said, I'm not selling life insurance. She said, Shiv, to sell life insurance, you gotta take an exam. Why don't you take the exam and if you pass.
हाँ मेरे पास है
She stressed, if you pass,
ठीक है मैं करती ठीक है
then you'll have a choice. Right now you have no. I said, all right, I'll take the exam, but I won't sell. I was hell-bent not to do it. Folks, I took the exam, and man, guess what? I passed. I passed. Now this person who got all this started took me to his district manager, to his office, and introduced me to him. And the district manager was a very sharp elderly man by the name of Giovanni. As I walked in, he congratulated me and he said, Sheriff, I'll make you an offer and I'll give you time to think. He said, if you become a life insurance agent right now, I'll give you a draw of $150 a week. And then he said to me, he said, you have time to decide before I withdraw the offer. He said, you got 30 seconds. I said, Joe, you said you would give me time to think. He said, you have 20 left. No, I said, I'll take it. And I said, I'll take it. And now I became a life insurance agent, which I never in my life ever wanted to be. They gave me a book, gave me a little training, and they said, boy, go sell. And folks, for the next 3 months, I went out selling. I put in 100%. Why 100%? I actually put in 200%. We all can tell when we've done our best. We all can tell when we've not done our best. I can look at the mirror and say, I did my best. And guess what? I broke the company's record. You're not impressed by mine? But wait till you find which record I broke. You'll clap a second. Folks, how many sales I made? Almost none. So my manager called me right back. And he says, I've been in this life insurance business 35 years. And he said, I have seen some slow starts in my life, but I've never seen one like you. And then he says to me, don't come back tomorrow. You are fired. Don't come back tomorrow. You are fired. Oh, I woke up. I said, Joe, wait a minute. Before you fire me, at least hear me out. I'm not a doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant. I'm a BCom 3rd division, failed in my 10th. That's my academics. And I said, I'm not that educated. I got a handicap. How do you expect performance out of me? Folks, the moment I said that day, somebody spoke very harshly to me. And I'm glad he did. And later on I realized it was not anger, it was concern. And here's what he said to me. He said, you shut up and listen to me. By the way, he didn't say this politely. He said, you shut up and listen to me. He said, you don't have a handicap, you have a bad attitude. And he said, people like you, it is people like you who not only ruin their own lives, but they also ruin their family's life too. And he said to me, do you know who has a handicap in life? He said, the doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant, they all have handicaps. Oh, I said, well, you never heard that one. How do they have handicaps? He said, go check out all over the world. it is generally true. Exceptions different. Generally true. They all have chosen their field, they are stuck. They all have chosen their field and now they are stuck. Generally true. Exceptions different. And he says to me, you haven't chosen your field. Don't you see the world is open to you? I said, Joe, I never thought from that point of view. So he says to me, now that you're fired, you are all the time to things that leave my office. Folks, interesting. What a roller coaster ride. Well, I left his office 47 years ago. That evening, I had an appointment about 30 miles away because all our appointments were made 1 week in advance. Now, folks, that evening, there was nobody to go for that appointment because I didn't know I was going to be fired. He didn't want me to be fired either. There was nobody to take care of that appointment. Now, I knew I had no job next day. And it was my choice to go or not to go. I might not get paid for it anyway. But somehow something said to me that, look, this guy trusted me. That's why we have an appointment. It can be canceled in 1 minute. But I said, why should I let him down? I said, I'll go. Even if I don't get paid, I'll be fired tomorrow. Folks, I decided to go for that appointment. It was 7 o'clock evening, and I was driving about 30 miles. And sir, having failed one after the other in my life, that night I was feeling so depressed. I don't know what happened to me. I just burst out into crying. I was alone. I kept crying, kept praying, couldn't understand how could an adult not know how to earn a living. I had a family I lived over, and I didn't know how to earn a living. I kept driving, kept crying. Folks, it's a lot easier to talk about it tonight. It was not easy that night. Finally, 7:30, I reached my appointment. I got a handle on myself, went up, started selling. Folks, I got in at 7:30. By the time the man looked at his watch, it was 11:30. 4 hours I was sitting there, yet I had not made a sale. I don't know what got in this person's mind. He said to me, do you realize what time it is? It's a polite way of saying get out. And he said, I have to go to work tomorrow morning. Do you realize that? It's a polite way of saying get out now. But somehow I wasn't moving. I don't know what got in this person's mind around 11:30. He asked me, tell me. He was a little brisk and rude. He said, tell me, what does it take to get rid of you right now, this minute? I thought he was asking the rates. I opened the book back again. I looked at his age, looked at the factor, multiplied it with insurance. I said, sir, that would be $27.58. He said, what? I said, $27.58. He looked at me disgustingly. And he says to me, if it was $27.58, why didn't you tell me 5 hours ago? He wrote me a check and he says, take this and get out quickly before I change my mind. Well, that was my first sale in life. Came home midnight. Next morning I went to my office And I went to my manager and I said, Joe, I got an application today. It's a small one, but it's a bound one with a check, because without a check, it's no meaning. And I said, Joe, will you let me stay? I said, if you fire me today, I don't know where to go. And the only place I know where to go is go back to washing cars. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I got a family to support, I have a daughter. And I said, Joe, I make one commitment to you. I won't let you down because of my effort, but please withdraw the papers. He looked at me and he said, Shiv, that's not your small one, that's your big one. And he says, I will let you stay here only if you make a commitment, not to me, but to yourself. I'll let you stay. Folks, that day I made a commitment. And that was one of the turning points in my life. And don't we all have some turning points? Yes, no. Even through the papers that day. And folks, that year I went ahead, sold close to $1 million. Next year, 3 million. Year after, 5 million. Moved on to the US. I got into 3 businesses. I bought out a company out of California in 1984. Started a New Jersey operation with no clients. And I sold my company with close to 500 clients for a decent sum. Now, why do I share my life with you? For a few important reasons. One, folks, I kept failing all my life and kept blaming the whole world for my failure, not realizing that I was my own biggest problem. Nothing changed outside, something changed inside here, and the direction in my life changed. And folks, let me ask you people a question. Many times in life, aren't we our own biggest problem? Yes, no? Yes. That is one lesson. And that is why when we do our leadership programs, we have a whole parameters of positive and negative. And people, when they market, they do self-evaluation and they find out which part of me is the biggest problem. Which part of me? Folks, reflection is a process of learning. Yes, no. Reflection is a process of learning. And when we reflect, we review 2 things. We review our actions, we review our intentions. Yes, no. We review our actions and intentions. And I'll share with you, we have a success manual right here. I'll share with you what it means. In fact, let me address that. How many of you are familiar with a journal? Anybody familiar with the journal? Okay. Folks, journals are not like a diary. If you look at the life histories of most successful people, you will find they maintain a journal. Journal is an idea book because if you don't capture ideas, they fly. So this explains what the whole thing is all about. First 7, 8 pages, it tells us what a journal is all about, how to use a journal. This, I learned from a person who said, Shiv, you want to change your life for the better forever. Just invest 10 minutes a day in yourself for 31 days. Only 10 minutes a day for 31 days, and your life will change forever. So he gave me a blank sheet of paper, but what we have done is a fill in the blank. We've did a success manual. It is fill in the blank. You can't get it easier. Fill in the blank is the easiest thing you can do. And what you do, after you go through the pages, you just fill in only 4 sentences per day. And the top one says here, write down Today I feel, write down how you feel. I feel bad, I feel glad, I feel sad. Write your true feelings. Don't contrive it. Write your true feelings. If it's sad, write, I feel sad today. Second one, it says, you fill in, today I have learned. What have I learned today? Have I learned anything? If yes, what? If not, why not? Folks, success is measured very differently in this world. If I have learned something today, I have gained a day. If I've not learned anything today, I've lost a day. Are you with me? Hello? This is how we need to start looking at things in life. You know why? Because time comes and time. One more time. Time comes and time. How many agree with that? Raise your hand. Oh, one more incorrect answer. You know something, man? Time does not come and go away. We come and we go. Hello. Time does not come and go away. We come and we go. We need to teach these things in schools. And second sentence, today I have learned. Third, today I'm proud of. What am I proud of? Am I proud of anything? If yes, what? If not, why not? And the fourth one is, today I commit to improve. Folks, let me ask you, if you fill this page every day, after 31 days, how many commitments have you made? Tell me. How many commitments have you made? How many? One more incorrect. Folks, interesting thing is, when I've been filling this, after 6, 7, 8 days, you start repeating the same thing again and again. You know why? Because there are only 4 or 5 bad habits that are really pulling us down. That's all. Only 4 or 5 bad habits that are pulling us down. We need to just get rid of them, and that's it. And what is the magic of 31 days? Anything we do continuously, consciously, for 31 days, 32nd day becomes a habit. And folks, we're all creatures of habits. Let me ask you, is 31 days continuous effort too much of a price to pay to change a lifetime for the better? Is it too much? Yes, no? No. But you know something? Most people don't do it. Most people won't do it. And why we talk that habits are important, you heard the previous speaker talk about it, habits. Sir, folks, let me give you this as a gift. That's for you, sir. Give him a big hand, please. Thank you, sir. Folks, I'll come back to the habit part a little later, but first part was, my first lesson was something changed inside and the direction of my life changed. And the second lesson that I learned from him was when he said, you shut up and listen to me. Folks, that taught me one major lesson, and that is that sometimes in life, you've got to be unkind to be kind. Are you with me? I repeat, sometimes in life, you've got to be unkind to be kind. Leadership is not a popularity contest. Parenting is not a popularity contest. And nor teaching is not a popularity contest either. It's a tough one. And third lesson I learned was, folks, I was on 100% commission. If I didn't sell, I wouldn't get any money, and I had no money. But in my company, I saw there were some people who were getting salaries. and they were not doing the job. They were getting salaries, but they were not doing their job. Folks, 47 years ago, when I saw this, that's the time I learned a major lesson that there is a big difference. Man, you're from Gita University, and I learned a big lesson that there is a big difference between making money versus earning money. Making money is criminal, earning money is spiritual. I repeat, making money is criminal, earning money is spiritual. And sadly today, most people want to make money, they don't want to earn money. And interestingly, part is, folks, what is the difference between the two? When we earn money, we put our energy and ethics behind it. Hello? 2 words. When we earn money, we put our energy and ethics behind it. That's called earning money. Folks, haven't you seen the paper in the last 3 days? Wipro fired 300 people. TCS fired 300 people. Another company in the US, a client of ours, fired 200 people. You know why? Work from home is not working. Why? Because they were getting salaries from their employer moonlighting elsewhere. Is that not an integrity issue? Yes, no. Hello? Integrity issue. That's right. Folks, today, you check out most employers, they're facing 2 major challenges all over the world. 1, trust, and 2, accountability. Yes, no.
Yes.
2 major challenges, man, trust and accountability. And you see, what we did, when I do corporate training, and we go into corporates, we tell people, our clients, look, buddy, what we are doing in your company, we are doing repair work. Sir, what I'm doing in your company is I'm doing repair work. Now, Doc, we share with them, if you prepare them, you don't have to repair them. Where do you prepare them? In schools and colleges. And sadly, they are not being prepared. They're not being prepared. And all of you got this for sure, probably this morning. This one says on top, though it is a very small print, it says, prepare them, don't repair them. So we created a new program. We have created a new program and we're just signing up with the IIT Delhi is signing up next week with us, and James Cook University in Australia, we're setting up a Center of Leadership Excellence for them on Singapore campus. And we created this program called Prepare Them, Prepare Them, Don't Repair Them. And one is for MBA students at the IIT Delhi, and one for 1-year program for 11th grader, 1-year program for 9th grader. Right. Because they are heading out from there. Prepare them, don't repair them. And that's the program. You know something, folks? The interesting part is, today with the speed of change, the way things are happening, products are getting obsolete the day they're getting launched. Yes, no. Hello? Yes. Hello? Yes. Yeah. And knowledge is getting obsolete within 2 to 3 years. Go check out engineering graduates. By the time they get to the fourth year, when they learn the first, they became obsolete. Medical graduates. By the time they get to the fourth and the fifth year, when they learn the first, they became obsolete. So with this kind of speed of change, it has become a cliche. The only constant is change. Now, with that scenario, either we are in deep trouble or we have a great opportunity for those who are prepared. True? Man, great opportunity for those who are prepared. But tell me, how do you prepare for the unknown? How do you prepare for the unknown? Unknown. I don't know what's coming. So I started writing an article which we are sending to the New York Times for publication. Is there anything else in this world that is constant? Because if it is, then let's master the constant. So I wrote in the article that there are three things that are constant. Going into the future, the only people who will succeed in life are those who master three skills. They have never changed, they will never change. And what are the three skills? 1, people skills. 2, persuasion skills. 3, prioritizing skills. Are you with me? I repeat, 1, people skills. 2, persuasion skills. And 3, prioritizing skills. Now, why do I share people skills, folks? Go check out all over the world. We don't have business problems, we have people problems. And when we take care of our people problems, most of our business problems are automatically resolved. 2, go check out all through history. Our parents, their parents, their parents, their parents. Anywhere in the world. We are hired for our skills, but we are fired for our behavior. Yes, no. Interesting. And number 3, you notice one thing, that the lower a person is in life, 90% of the time goes in technical skills, less than 10% people skills. And the higher you go up in life, guess what? It just reverses. Folks, technology and technician, which is constantly changing, you can always buy with money. Technology and technicians you can always buy with money. But the wealthiest person in the world must build and create relationships. Yes, no. In crude language, you might say, you can buy a dog, but you cannot make them wag the tail. Are you with me? Folks, I was addressing an MBA school, marketing people. And I asked them, what is the difference between selling and marketing? Sales. We have a consultant right here, sir. Yeah, what is the difference between sales and marketing? And they teach in those thick books. They're this, and they probably sell them by weight. What they learned was B2B, B2C, B2B, B2C, B2B, B2C, B2B, and B2C. I said, my friend, throw it out. Check out every transaction in this world is P to P. It is people to people. People buy things from people they like. That's it. People buy things from people they like. So simple. Now, folks, when we talk of relationships, today's generation is very tech savvy. They're phenomenal. They can spend hours and hours in front of that machine and computers. They are so comfortable with the computers. But the sad part is that they have become very uncomfortable with people. Are you with me? They have become very uncomfortable with people. And tell me, they pass through school and college uncomfortable with dealing with people. What the hell have you created? Monsters, that's all. That's a major, major challenge. So what do we need? We really need back into people's skills. And somebody was talking about relationships. At the MBA schools, they teach them the concept of networking. Yeah, they teach them networking. They say, go join Chamber of Commerce, go join the Lions, the Rotaries, and you build contacts, network. So these young kids go around, joining the Rotary, the Chamber of Commerce, and you ask them, what are you doing? He says, I'm networking. Why are you networking? He said, I'm building contacts. Why are you building contacts? Oh! Someday he will be useful. He's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's a politician, he's a money guy, he's a cop. Someday he could be useful. Folks, usefulness goes, friendship goes. They have never been taught one thing. Lawrence, hear this. They have never been taught one thing. There is a big difference between building contacts versus building relationships. Are you with me? They have never been taught this stuff. We have an office in Singapore. One evening I came from dinner, and a man met me in the lobby, and he said, Mr. Kelly, you came from dinner? I said, yes, sir. He said, you met some people tonight? I said, yes, sir. He said, I hope you met some people who could be useful to you. Look at this. He said, I hope you met some people who could be useful to you. His criteria of meeting people was what? Usefulness. See, he wanted to figure out what he could extract out of you. I felt like giving a piece of my mind and something else. This person is a parasite. He's a rascal. He's only a taker. You can never build a relationship with people like that. See, he does not understand one thing. Sorry, sir. He does not understand one thing, that meeting good people in life is good enough. Usefulness is a byproduct of relationship. Are you? See, meeting good people in life is good enough. Usefulness is a byproduct of relationships. He hasn't understood that. He hasn't learned that. Tell me, what good is this education? It's rubbish. This guy is a misfit anywhere, everywhere. No wonder the relationships break. The divorces are there. Look at the depressions everywhere. Suicides. Folks, during the pandemic, I did almost 247 webinars. Over 3 million people logged in. I did one for NHS, which is the second largest healthcare body in the world in UK, NHS. And they called me and they said, sir, can you do a program for our medical doctors? And I did. And before doing that, I checked out. Folks, 40% of doctors were suffering from depression. Doctors were suffering from depression, and 17% considered committing suicide. You know something? Why is it today all our parents and teachers are teaching only 2 words, and the 2 words are succeed, win, succeed, win, succeed, win. The only 2 words are teaching. can succeed and win. But life always does not go up, 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 up. Life goes up and for everybody. But they are only taught two things, succeed and win. But life doesn't go always up. They have never been taught how to lose and how to fail. And in life, we do go through life losing and failing too. And you know when they fail, since they have not learned how to fail, they go into deep depressions, they commit suicide. You know why? They are emotionally weak people. That's right. Now I do a 4-day program. They gave me the mic 2 hours late, by the way. They gave me the mic 2 hours late. So I'm not ready to do a 4-day program. Let me wind up pretty quickly because I have another meeting I have to rush out also from here. You want to stay back all night. But, sir, let me just finish up a couple of things which I would like to bring a point because you influence millions and millions of people, millions. So there are a couple of things. I just addressed 500-600 principles in UP. It was sponsored by the government of UP. Let me show you a couple of other things. Now, coming back to people issues. One is people skills. Second is persuasion skills. Persuasion means what? Sometimes people say, I'm into IT, I'm into finance, I'm into operations. I don't need all that stuff. They're demonstrating basic ignorance of existence. What does persuasion mean? Persuasion means 4 words. 1, ability to influence, ability to convince, ability to negotiate, and ability to sell 4 things. That is called persuasion. My friend, are you with me? Yeah. Ability to influence, ability to convince, ability to negotiate, and ability to sell. Now, who doesn't need this? A candidate at a job interview, what's he doing? Selling, for which he needs what? Persuasion skills. A boy, girl proposing to get married, what are they doing? Persuading each other to get married. Are you with me? A lawyer arguing in front of the judge, what's he doing? Persuading. A politician giving speeches to get votes, what's he doing? And what am I doing in front of you right now? Persuading. You see, based on my ability to persuade, you are either accepting my idea or rejecting mentally right now. Folks, this is one ability we need to teach every student out there to get prepared in life. So prepare them, don't prepare them. And we have a book which says you can sell, which says results are rewarded, efforts are not. In life, results are rewarded, efforts are not. What does that mean? We judge ourselves by our intentions, but the world judges us by our actions. Yes, no? That's right. And lastly, I said people skills, 2 words, persuasion, and 3 words, prioritizing. Folks, look at this. The amount of time-saving devices we have today, we've never had that many in history. And yet, we don't have what? We don't have time. You know why we don't have time? Because somewhere we messed up our priorities. priorities. And I'm not just giving lectures here, I'm guilty myself. And when we mess up our priorities, we forget to distinguish between what's urgent in life and what's important in life. Urgent may or may not be important, important may or may not be urgent. But the interesting thing is, whenever we ignore what is important, it always converts into urgent. See, health is important, but it's not urgent. Exercising every day is important, but it's not urgent. If I have a crucial meeting tonight and I'm not able to exercise, it's not the end of the world. But if I ignore my health long enough, guess what happens? I'll end up in the hospital. You ignore what is important, it converts into. See, in life, relationships are important, but they're not urgent. But if I ignore my relationship long enough, guess what happens? You start talking to your lawyers. Are you with me? Folks, with that, I think I'll wind up at this point. I do want to quickly, do I have a lucky draw here? Do we have the cards for everybody? Folks, kindly quickly run through both sides quickly. We're having a lucky draw right now. Anybody who's just put your card in the bowls here. Quickly keep your cards ready. Quickly, folks. You put your card in there. Aman, where are the other people? Where is Sukesh? Aman, where is Sukesh? Sukesh? And where is our third guy? Sunil. Sunil, just take the cards quickly. Folks, everybody pass your cards to the side, one side, and then we will collect in one go. Everybody pass your cards to one side. Oh, okay. Just put it in here. Do it today. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me quickly do balance. Folks, this gentleman came up here. Morris, I need 2 more minutes with this gentleman. I'm not going to be able to elaborate on much, but I'll just quickly address that. Kindly take your seats, please, quickly.
Everybody, can we have a huge round of applause for Shakira sir for giving such an inspiring motivational session to all of you. I could see everybody was thoroughly engrossed and sir's words mesmerized each and every one of you. I would now request Mr. Saji Thomas sir, MD Entab, and Mr. Lawrence, Chairman Entab, to please come forward and bestow upon sir a memento, a token of respect, a token of gratitude to Shivkira sir here, please. So please accept this token of appreciation, this token of gratitude on our behalf.
Just a moment, folks. I would request folks to kindly do the draw quickly and be done with it. I know. That's why, well, 2 hours to give me my time. That's really your problem. So just make it. All right, folks, everybody give the cards. Everybody give the cards. Okay, folks, let me just pass on. Just hang on. Folks, just do the lucky draw, please, sir. Where is the fishbowl? Can you bring the fishbowl, please?
I hope everybody has shared their business cards in the fishbowl. We will
Sukesh, kindly come
have a
here.
wonderful surprise here for you on behalf of Shakira sir here. Kindly attention here, please.
आप दो में कर लीजिए, doesn't matter. I mean, Sukesh, whatever you got, move on now. Let's go. Let's come first. Forget it. The rest. Take me. Sir, thank you. Now,
यहाँ से
आगे आओ. आगे आओ. यार, जल्दी से. हाँ, वो छोड़. आप जाके छोड़िए उसे. Pull out. We will take some.
Alright, so we are randomly pulling out a business card now. Let's see who the lucky winner is going to be. Are you all excited? Can I hear a yes? Can't hear you louder. Can I hear a yes? So let's find out who it is.
First one is Dr. Narayan Purohit. Narayan Purohit.
Congratulations, sir. Give you a huge round of applause for
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Narayan.
Folks, I'm heading to Dr. Purohit. This set, it's a collector's item. This is specially made for Diwali as a gifting here. These are hard copies. These are hard copies of my two books. One is You Can Win, and second is You Can Achieve More. Folks, just one moment quickly. You Can Win has a subtitle, Winners Don't Do Different Things, They Do Things. But You Can Achieve More has a different title. It says, if you want to stand out, you need to do something outstanding. I repeat one more time. If you want to stand out, you need to do something outstanding. Sir, and that's yours. Thank you, sir. Okay. Quickly.
I would like to tell you all there have been over 90 million books that have been sold out. Sold out. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? And congratulations to Dr. Narayan.
Germany, not 99. It's only 9. 9 million, not 90 million. But that's okay. Second is Dr. What? Thakur? Thakur? Yeah, Dr. Thakur.
Dr. Kankar, please come. Congratulations, sir. You are our next
Sir,
winner here today.
Just one moment. Sir, I'll hand you over this set of Little Leaders. These are school books. It's a set of 10. But let me share with you how this came to be. My publisher is Macmillan's. And when I was writing these books on character building for schools, they asked me, Shiv, can you substantiate why you call degradation of values? Values have gone down. And I gave them two little reasons. One was that we all have made mistakes in life. But remember, there was a time when we made a mistake. We used to have a remorse. We used to feel bad about it. But you know, today, when people make a mistake, they don't feel bad because they made a mistake. They feel bad, why did I get caught? Are you with me? So that's a big degradation. And number two is the average age of the criminal has gone down. And I hope in my book, You Can Win, there was a survey conducted 50 years ago. What are the problems school principals having in schools? Running in the corridor, throwing spitballs at each other, leaving the doors and windows open, leaving the lights open. They were problems 50 years ago. And today, the kind of problems they're having in schools is murder, rape, guns, HIV, and so on. And that is called degradation. And folks, these are your books, sir. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, sir. Everybody can have a huge round of applause for sir here.
Mister? Kamulia? Rajesh Batra.
Mr. Rajesh Batra. Congratulations, sir.
Quickly. Hey, you gotta look for some girls. You gotta look for some girls here. Some ladies. Sir, this is a set of DVDs. Folks, look, this is a set of DVDs we did in Singapore. There were 10,000 people in the convention center, and the topics are attitudes keys to success. By the way, you can use them for training, office, any way you want. And two, winner strategy. Winners have willpower, losers have won't power. Third, winners, they do the right thing for the right reason. Many people do the right thing for the wrong reason, and so on. And discipline your way to freedom. Thank you, sir. All right.
Congratulations to
You
you,
need
sir.
to put on some visiting cards also. Put on some. Amrish. Oh, okay.
Congratulations to Mr. Amrish. Can you have a huge round of applause for sir here as well?
Amrish, we're going to give you. We're going to hand over to you, sir. You can win pen. You can win pen, and that's yours, sir. Thank you. With the box, with the jewelry box. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Sachin Garg. Sachin.
We want ladies to win now.
Listen, you gotta find some lady. How do you hear her? Oh, come on. No. Sachin is a jewelry box with a winner's mug, sir. Thank you very much. All right.
Everybody, can you have a huge round of applause?
Ruchika.
Congratulations for Ruchika.
Let me give you my. You can achieve more.
Everybody, can you have a huge round of applause for our winner, finally, a lady winner.
Kanupriya.
Next we have Kanupriya. Congratulations, please come.
I'll give you.
Take out cards, not slips.
Ma'am, I have one for you. I'll give you the DVD, set of DVDs. You must have. I'm grateful, ma'am. Indeed. Thank you. This is awesome. Then, Dimple Sharma. Dimple.
Our next winner here is Dimple Sharma. Please, congratulations, ma'am.
Dimple. Do you use a backpack? Can you use a backpack? It's a you can win backpack. Okay. Pooja. Now it's all ladies, and that's it. Men, you're not going to
All
get out.
right. Pooja, please come forward.
Pooja. Oh, Pooja, okay. You don't use cash. You do. It's a you can win. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Folks, and last two. Oh, Kulsum Zera. Kulsum. Oh, okay. Man, this is one book for you. You can share.
Congratulations,
One
ma'am.
last one.
Everybody, can we cheer along with it? Please put your hands up in the air.
Dr. Addition.
Dr. Ajay Sharma, congratulations. Please come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, folks, let me just close and wind up here. I would like to thank Mrs. Haji Thomas and Lawrence here. In fact, I have always looked up to Lawrence. I think he's a great mentor. Great mentor. Give him a big hand, please. Absolutely. And sir, Saji, we have a set of double mugs here. I'm not going to open it. It's going to take a little extra time. And one set of double mugs for Lawrence. And I want to acknowledge my gratitude to Himanshu and Ravi. Rajiv. They coordinate. Himanshu, thank you very much, sir. Grateful to you. In fact, Himanshu was the guy who came in, and he's the one who, I would say, literally compelled me to come here tonight. I'm grateful to you, sir. Good work. Now, folks, when we do our 4-day leadership programs, we have something called a You Can Win wristband. Now, after 4 days, people walk away with an action plan. And many times I meet people at the airports, and they stop me and they say, "You find any change in me?" I said, "How can I tell? I can't." But then they showed to me this wristband. I said, "What does that mean?" He said, "I went out from the program with an action plan, and this means I am still practicing." I am still practicing. And folks, interestingly, this acts as a reminder. The moment you, and they wear it after 5, they still have it on their wristband, and when they see it, it reminds them of the program and say, go back right there. We need to come back. Folks, I have these wristbands for you people here, and I'll be happy to hand over these wristbands to everybody. Pass them on in. Pass them on, please. Pass them on. Oh, yeah.
Kind attention to all the people present here. We would now be giving out a few special awards to basically thank our sponsors for their support for today's event. And I would request Shivkira sir to kindly come forward and present these awards to our sponsors in a few more couple of minutes now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Lawrence, thank you. And thank you, Saji. Thank you, sir. Yes. Okay. Priya was the one who won the prize. Ma'am, this is yours. This is a set of DVDs. Thank you, ma'am. Give her a big hand, please.
All right. Everybody can have a huge applause for all the winners here of the lucky draw. I would request somebody from Edu Drone team, We Connect, to kindly come forward and accept this token of appreciation from our end. I would request Shivkira sir to please deliver the same.
Okay.
Next, I would like to call upon UC Mass Education with a difference team to kindly come forward. Our next support system here today is Be Singular Inspire to Impact team. Kindly come forward and accept this token of appreciation from our end. I repeat, Be Singular Inspired to Impact team. Attention to all the people here. Shivkira sir is here. He's going to be there outside on his stall, so you can go meet and greet him there. So please don't crowd here. It's my humble request. We have to move forward for the next segment of our event as well. Yes, and there will be book signing as well by Mr. Shiv Khera outside on his stall. So please bear with us. Thank you so much. UC Mass team, are you here? Okay. Next we have Skillshare India. I would request Skillshare India team to please come forward as well as Be Singular team. Thank you so much.
क्या बोल दो
Next I would like to call the Renaissance
All for
team.
this
Please
today,
come
guys. We
forward.
shall see you soon. Bye bye.
Be Singular team.